Right then, you know the drill. A new Xenoblade trailer drops, and of course we have to overanalyze every frame of it. So here are 10 new things that I found in Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition. As always, if you enjoy the content and find it useful, please remember to click that subscribe button below, as it's free and it helps me out a ton. With all that out of the way, let's jump right into it. Firstly, I just want to talk about how beautiful the new UI for this game looks. The team at Monolith Soft have done a fantastic job of streamlining the menus and making everything look so modern, while still fitting with the game's styles and themes. In particular, the detail of Skells leaving vapor trails has always been in the game since 2015, but it appears as if this will become a more standard thing, as it will now also appear during a free fall in a Skell as well, and it just looks amazing. Additionally, the UI to display an enemy's appendage HP is also now much clearer, as before, you really had to try and guess how much health an appendage had left, and by using the colour yellow for this, it stands out beautifully. Honestly, the new graphics in the UI looks fantastic, whether it's the new map and frontier nav menu, or even the minor details of the art icons having these little accents to showcase whether they're for your melee or ranged weapon. The whole game looks fantastic, and Monolith definitely deserves a pat on the back for this one. Next up, in the definitive edition of this game, we'll be getting introduced to a brand new combat mechanic which appears to be called Quick Recast. This is the green bar present in the bottom right corner of the UI, and was not a feature present in the original X game on the Wii U. As for its function, it seemingly allows us to recast arts that are still on cooldown in exchange for a portion of the green bar we've stored up, effectively speeding up the potential of combat in the early game. But that isn't all. There's no direct footage to confirm this just yet, but the icon continues to be available and glow even on arts which are not on cooldown, which may mean this feature has another use. If you're unaware, each art in X has both a secondary and tertiary cooldown, basically meaning you can charge the art multiple times to either get more damage, a stronger effect, or have an aura or something last longer. And I think that using the Y button on a fully charged art may empower that art to its next level, which could then have some interesting implications for the combat of X going forwards. Aside from this, however, little more is known about this feature, aside from you seem to gain more of the resource as you increase in level, and towards the end game, this will also be an unlockable bonus for Skells, as is seen on this footage here. I emphasize that this would be an unlockable bonus, however, and not just a new ability on new Skells, as the Skells you see here are actually the level 30 models, showcased via the model number with the 30 in the middle. So yeah, we'll have to keep an eye out for more details surrounding this mechanic soon. Speaking of new Skells, there appears to be a number of them which are going to be brand new, as well as 3 potential new party members for us to experiment with. For starters, there's this new gal who pilots what we originally all thought was the Black Knight Skell, but it appears that we may have been wrong. We don't have a name or any other details surrounding this character at the moment, but from what we've seen so far, I get the vibe that she's going to function similar to how the DLC heroes were in Xenoblade 3, with this simply being a character you can meet up and recruit, and then has a single follow-up affinity mission. But all the same, I'm looking forward to them. Additionally, to my genuine surprise, a new Clarion character will also be introduced, which has since been confirmed to be Neonail, the character who was heavily featured and referenced within the Art of Mira art book. She looks considerably different here, admittedly, compared to her concept art design, but with her Skells in tow, which, should I remind you, have the ability to manipulate time, then her impact in the story and the effect she may have on Mira could be colossal. That just leaves our mysterious hooded figure, who for the most part almost seems certain to be the lone hero, although there's still a small amount of doubt left within me. We can see them piloting the original RS Skell, and it is very possible that they may also be playable here, based from this shot of the trailer, as we see a man in the default Skell wear who doesn't have long hair like Lao, located in what appears like Noctilum, so we may finally be reunited with the original protagonist for Xenoblade X once and for all. Yeah, don't worry, I wasn't going to gloss over the original Ares Skell, it just deserves its own section all to itself. For the first time since the prologue, we get to see this Skell piloted once more, and it's absolutely breathtaking, but with a few visual additions chucked in also, including the Ouroboros cores present within its limbs. Now, I've talked on this channel a number of times previously, comparing the Ouroboros forms to the Ares Skells, even after the model in Future Redeemed had components that were named Ares, but it's nice to finally get some confirmation that they are indeed related. This is probably the final nail in the coffin for people that X is not necessarily canon to the mainline games, but is at least connected to them, using the same concepts as interlinking to, this time, form an inanimate pilotable Skell, although it may appear to have a will of its own, based on how Elmer mentioned about this Skell leading the humans where they need to go. Still, it doesn't end there, as although the shot gets cut off, we can see the Ares powering up some form of attack during this scene, as the sword glows purple, and we even get an up-close look at its face, confirming that this Skell is indeed composed of dark matter, the same material that was present on the Vita. Either way, I really hope this is an unlockable during the game at some point, even though it's a tandem Skell requiring 2 pilots, but Monolith can make it work, I'm sure. And now, let's talk about the brand new area being introduced into Xenoblade X. Or is it? As it turns out, and big thanks to my friend Caterpillar for letting me know about this, but in an interview with Kuarai, one of the level designers for X, that's present within the Art of Mira book, he stated in a cut location there was a map made up of floating rocks that could be moved in 3 dimensions. This time, flying by dolls was introduced as a new concept, but it was shelved due to its shadowy connections. Additionally, this new area is very strange in how it is formed in the first place, featuring a large metallic central hub of some sorts surrounded by a type of energy barrier, with all of the floating rocks and spears located internally. We can make some assumptions that this area will still remain separate to the rest of Mira, however, as the man on ship can be seen hiding off to the side in one of these shots, likely meaning that this is how we reach this destination. But what exactly is it? At present, I have 2 different ideas. Firstly, this may be some sort of structure relating to the Clarions, as we know they're going to be more important in the story extension with Neonail. The barrier could be similar to that of a Trion barrier, found exclusively within the Clue sector, and the white spears are reminiscent of their technology which was present within the art book. Alternatively, however, I think this may actually be the inside of a Samarian ship, the same of which was shown during the fight with the Luxor. There's a new voice line in the trailer from Nagi commenting on how Mira is a certain race's native planet, which was also what the Ganglion discussed at length throughout the course of X in relation to the Samarians. So it is plausible. The spears are also reminiscent of the weapons wielded by the mass-produced face mechons from the original Xenoblade, and the rock formations here also look kind of Mechonis-y. It's a strange one. This whole area feels familiar, like I'm supposed to know what it is, and it's on the tip of my tongue, but I just can't quite put a finger on it. Even the green glow within the rock formations gives me Hoverstone and Enigmata vibes. There's honestly a lot more to break down here, so if we discover anything else or Monolith gives us any more tidbits in the future, I'll be sure to make a follow-up video to cover all of that, so stay tuned. You'd imagine that after the reveal of all these new and amazing features within the trailer that I couldn't be any more surprised, but that's where you would be wrong, because Monolith then proceeded to drop a brand new song at the end of this trailer. Now, there really isn't any info on who composed this just yet, but it could be Sawano, seeing as he is the mastermind that came up with the original soundtrack for this game. But at the same time, it doesn't really sound like his music. Based on the audio alone, it sounds closer to something that Ace would compose, but we were under the impression from a variety of different statements that Ace were done with Xenoblade and wanted to move on to different things. Either way, Xenoblade is known and adored for its music, and it gets me excited whichever way you look at it that brand new songs are being composed for this game regardless, with some of them perhaps being used at different sections within the existing game, and I'm so excited to find out more. Moving on from the trailer, there's also a couple of other sources of new information for us to take advantage of, most of which originates from the website. Firstly, it is now confirmed that the level cap for X is being increased from 60 to seemingly 99. Through many different clips on the website, we see the party at both level 62 and 83, and unless Monolith want to be weird and cap it at 90 or something, it seems that we'll be able to become as powerful as our other Xenoblade compatriots. This also therefore suggests a wide variety of new weapons, armor and Skells, as they were all previously tied to your level as well. It'll be interesting to see how Monolith balances this change also, as previously there were a number of super bosses that you could face that reached above level 60, but now you should in theory stay in line with the Telethia Endbringer, unless those actual super bosses are going to become even more empowered themselves, and this being the case, it makes me really hopeful that there will be plenty of future content for us to enjoy with the expansion to this game. Another thing I was hoping for that Monolith has delivered is an expansion to the character customization options, as we already now have new haircuts confirmed via the custom character creator, featuring both a Mithra and Nia style haircut, which I'm sure is going to lead to some recreating their favourite characters, as well as new cosmetics. This screenshot of Cross showcases a brand new jacket and longsword, which were not in the game previous, and will hopefully be the start of all the new visual customization that we can apply. But wait, there's more. I'm not 100% sure whether this is just going to be tied to the arm piece or an actual thing you can just change outright, but on close inspection, you may notice that Cross's nails appear to be coloured a navy blue. Now, I may be wrong here, but I don't recall most arm pieces of gear having an effect such as this, and it certainly wasn't a feature in the previous game. So this could also perhaps be new, potentially either something you can change in the character customization menu or something that changes based on some of the new armor you equip. Personally, it's not something I'm all that fussed about, but I certainly don't see anything wrong with adding additional things like this for those who do want to go that extra mile in decorating their custom character. Now we're on to a big one. I'm not exaggerating to say that this is by far one of the most important features that I've wanted in this game, and I am over the moon that it's here. You appear to now be able to jump in a Skell with flight gear. That's right, they did it. The geniuses at Monolith Soft have given us the ability to jump with the flight gear. Our prayers have been answered, and I am so happy. This is genuinely the feature that I most wanted to see in X, and it's finally here. Of course, there will likely be a plethora of other quality of life changes that have yet to be shown off as well, but I have managed to find a clip confirming that you can now pick up items whilst in the middle of combat, which, yeah, it sounds like a little thing, but it is annoying when the item you want is right there and all of a sudden uncontrollable starts blasting as you get raided by enemies. It's the little things that makes a good game great. Lastly, the final new thing I found for you isn't actually anything at all. More of a promise, if anything. The new Xenoblade X website is incredibly extensive and does a great job of showcasing many of the new and old features alike, but it also has that one extra section on the bottom which is greyed out and simply listed as coming soon. I don't know how they're going to manage this, but they have even more new stuff to show us. Probably revolving around this new area, I would imagine, and perhaps showcasing some more new content features or quality of life things that they may have in store for us. This could even maybe showcase some of the new multiplayer features, if there are any, and maybe even let us actually play online properly with our friends. I'm probably coping on that one, but it would be nice. Regardless of what they've got planned, I'm looking forward to it. And make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any future news I'll be covering as soon as it happens. But that does it for today's video. And if you think there's anything I missed or anything that you found from the new Xenoblade X footage, let me know in the comments below. I thank you all for watching though, and hope you've enjoyed. And I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out, guys.